Welcome to Dynamite Delight. Oh, this show was a lot of mess for New Jersey. They got a lot of show here, which culminates to next week, which will be the Grand Slam of 4 hours. They made it clearly for 2 hours of Dynamite and 2-hour Rampage, which I don't agree with Rampage doing it at 10 to 12. I wish they could have talked to TNT, made it from 8 to 10. I think that would have been more better. One, people don't have to stay up so late at night. But two, let's be honest, they go head to head with SmackDown. And it's not the point they will win. The point is that they would go head to head. I'm not saying to have the Friday night wars. I'm just saying for this one, you would see the comparisons of two different shows. One that's a 1 hour stretched to 2, and one that's currently a 2 hour. I'm just saying it. The opening was Kaz versus Adam Cole, baby. Now, there's going to be people going to say who don't like the flips and kicks, this was great. And then there's going to be people who love the flips and kicks. Where the fuck was it? Because this was a very old school style, very fast paced match. A lot of grapple, a lot of wrestling. And I know that the people who like old school, they're going to like this match more than they'll like, the current people are going to like it. Because they like flips and kicks, as many people say. So this was a good match, whether it had a lot of flips and kicks in it or not. I didn't expect Adam Cole to job here. He was not meant to job. But I gotta say one thing. When he flipped a Kaz back over the top turnbuckle and rope, and he landed, I don't know where he landed, on his arm or his face. That flip back across the rope looked ugly. Kind of like what happened with Darby Allin. I will get to that in a few minutes. But it was a great opener. Really got the people were already hot because CM Punk was on commentary. But they got even more hot with Adam Cole opening the show, which was fine. I did enjoy it. Next. Oh, wait. I should go. Almost forgot. The promo Adam Cole. Calls out Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and the Christian. Now he wants to do a match with the Bucks next week on Grand Slam. Okay. Now, this one gets a little interesting. I'm mispronouncing his name. Felino del Sol wants another shot at the TNT title. He's got a contract. He's got a new car. And he said, look, I will give up my car for another shot at that TNT title. Miro says, what? You've already been beaten by the Redeemer. The Redeemer has already beaten you. And anyone who has been beaten by the Redeemer has been better for it. But now you want to do it again? I will beat you, and then I will destroy your car. This is different. Honestly, guys, this is something you don't see in WWE. I'm not saying that AEW is perfect, but I wish WWE would do this. That they would use props that are actual again, because they used to do this. They used to use props of vehicles. They used to use cars. They used to use trucks. They used to use a whole bunch of different type of vehicles that they didn't really care that much because they had the money to handle it. I wish they would go back to this. So I want to see this match. I want to see Ferrio del Sol. I'm mispronouncing the guy's name. I want to see him lose so that they would trash a car. That's not such a bad thing to see. Now, the interview. Brian Pillman, MJF. It's very interesting. MJF is just such a good heel. He came out. It was the second thing of the night. He came out, put down New Jersey, made it very clear that when he wanted to speak to Brian Pillman himself, he doesn't speak to the heavens, he speaks to hell. Was a nice touch. And he also said before that, I found out that I made a lot of people very upset. And if you were upset on the last time I spoke, I don't give a damn. Good. A really good heel doesn't apologize for anything, okay? Yes, there are points sometimes that heels can go a little too far. But in this case, if MJF apologized because of social media, he's stupid and he ain't. He makes it very clear that Brian Pillman needs to handle his kid because his kid's nothing but a pain in his ass. Brian Pillman Jr. comes out. He gets past Wardlow. He has a chair. He punches Wardlow in the face. Well, I take that back and let me crank it back. He gets into the ring. He socks Wardlow in the face. He starts fighting with Wardlow. He gets a chair and everybody rolls out of the ring so they don't get hit by Junior. Fine. Now, there was a small video of Pillman with JR, who knows him better than anybody because he knew his dad. And let's put it in this respect. Is he good as a talker? He's okay. I think he will grow into it because when he was in MLW, because I did see him with Filthy Dirty, I believe that's the name of it, the Dirty Filthy group, he really didn't talk a tremendous amount. From what little I did see of him. Here he's got to talk. And I can feel that he's still a bit green when it comes to really talking and being good on the mic. But it's not 100% bad because when he did say, look, you have no idea. You lived in the lap of luxury with a silver spoon in your mouth. I did not. I was feral most of my life, even though I'm nicely dressed right now. You never lived my life. And when we get to the Ash Stadium, I am going to destroy you. Okay, good. But admittedly, it felt a bit choppy for me personally. Other people are going to say it would look fine, that he's perfect. No. If you notice how he spoke, how he was trying to collect his thoughts, to a certain extent when you're going to kind of like that. Because in a promo, it needs to flow as clean and as smoothly, going from one part to another to another. It was a little jerky. So that means he needs some more work. And I think might be a little nerves there because he doesn't do a lot of talking. I'm just saying. Now, FTR versus Seidel and Dante Martin. Dante's brother is still out. So he's got to work with somebody in the tag team. And it looks like Mike Seidel was not there. So Matt Seidel worked with him. I'll say this. It didn't look bad. There was one moment that Dante took a nasty spill. It didn't look good. It's the third one of the night. And it was not a bad match. And I did not expect FTR to job here. There was just no way. No way they wouldn't job. If they jobbed, I'd be surprised. So now, let me put it to you like this. When the time comes, when they do job, it's got to mean something. I'm just saying. Now, we get Dan Lambert's top team with the Men of the Year. And then you get Jake Hager, you get the Chris Jericho, and I don't know about anybody else, but seeing this segment really scratches an itch for many people who don't like the high flying because they want a voice. Of course, Dan Lambert likes the high flying to a certain extent. Like all fans, there's always something in certain parts of wrestling they will like. And I know even most of my fans, well, not fans, I have no fans. Most of my subscribers, sorry I said fans, guys. Most of my subscribers, they don't like high flying, all of them. Some of them can't stand it. But even though they won't admit it, there are certain parts of high flying when it's done correctly. Because there are two types of high flying. Ones with relevance and ones without. The relevant high flying is when you got a good storyline, you got a good wrestler who understands when high flying is truly needed, it will be used properly. And if they say no in the comments when I leave this video, and just to let you know, if you don't see a thumbnail, YouTube is not working properly because my last video in NWA did not have any. But when they do leave a comment below and they say you're not, no, I don't like high flying, then you don't like real pure wrestling, because true pure wrestling is a mixture of high flying, grapple wrestling, and psychology. If you can't stand high flying in any case, then you really don't like wrestling. Period. You don't like pro wrestling, don't talk to me. Honestly, I'm just joking. Look, guys, if you don't like high flying, there are certain times it works. Shawn Michaels did high flying. He did it when it was at the right time. If you can't like just Shawn Michaels and understand when he did it right, then honestly, why are you watching wrestling? Because all true wrestling has some type of suspense in it. It's not just a simple one hit and just basic psychology. It's got to be a mixture. I'm just saying. Now, Malachi Black had his moment. Wait, did this thing just... Sometimes this thing kind of whacks out with the lighting. Yeah, now it's working. Malachi Black had his moment. And then we got Dawson. What? I believe I got it in my face. The one from The Big Show and the one who plays Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian. What? She's there. She helps out Cody. I believe I got a shot of Malachi Black holding her on his back in my face. I'm like, Renee Dawson. I believe that's her name. I forgot her name. But she was there. She was willing to do a little bit of acting in pro wrestling. I'm cool with that. That's something you need to do when it's done correctly. You don't see her there often. They finished up Big Show, and she decided, I want to help out. I want to be there for you, Cody. So then he shows up. They start brawling all the way up to the fans. Fine. There's no who's the winner in this, like in WWE where there had to be a clear winner in a damn brawl. They just brawled all the way up into the fans. Fine. Now, CM Punk, as I said earlier, was on commentary. Eventually, Taz faced him with Hook. And eventually, the Hobbs took him and drove him through a table. Now, he's going to have his match. And I'm wondering where we're going to start with him. Is it going to be Starks? Is it going to be Hobbs? Or is it going to be Hook? What I would like is that he goes through Hobbs. He goes through Starks and gets the FCW title. And then he ends up finishing up with Hook. And telling Taz that what I want from you, if you want this title back, is survive if you can. No, what was it? I believe, I forgot what it was already. His catchphrase. I want him to take Taz's catchphrase. That's what I want. I want him to take Taz's I truly believe no matter if Hook can wrestle or not, if this is about the FTW title trying to get on Taz's son's waist as the champion thing, but if he loses, Taz loses one of his catchphrases that he has been identified with, that would mean something. I'm honestly telling you guys, that's how it should end. He goes through Hobbs. He goes through Starks and gets the FTW title. And then he ends up dealing with Hook, where if Hook goes up against him, he gets the FTW title, which would really be very good for Taz, because Taz, I know, wants his son to hold it. But as a cost to it, if he loses, Taz loses one of his most classic catchphrases that CM Punk can use anytime he wants, and it'll piss off Taz beyond stink. Survive if you can, if I let you. I know I'm botching it up, but that's what I want. But that's just me, guys. Tell me below. Now, the match that I really... No, wait. Before I do this, the Gun Club had a vid package explaining why they turned on Paul White, which I do agree. if Billy Gunn's sons and himself have been winning all the time, but they're not getting anywhere, wouldn't you get pissed? I haven't seen neither one of his sons actually get a title match at all. Haven't seen any one of his sons getting anything. So he's pissed off. I'm fine with that. Okay. Now, this was the weakest match of the show. Jade Cargill versus Leia Hirsch. Oh, guys. She's in my face, Jade Cargill. Gorgeous woman. Incredibly muscled out. Very strong, but still too green. Leia Hirsch, who is also green, who is also in kind of a similar boat. Yes, she's a very good amateur wrestler. She is, and she uses a lot of amateur wrestling moves while she's doing some pro. But you can see the difference of Leia Hirsch as a pro wrestler who has great potential as a pro wrestler compared to Jade Cargill, who just hasn't gotten there yet. And she looks so clunky. Not because she's got all muscle and she only got maybe 3 or 4 moves to do. You have to have some fundamentals of pro wrestling. And Marcus Smart had to save her. And I'm just telling you this, guys. She looks sloppy. And I don't want to see her sloppy. She looks wonderful. She looks beautiful. She got a great body. I think this time around she reworked her top. So it's not a strap in the back. It's just something wrapped around her neck. I think she needs something across her titties because her boobs are still trying to pop out of her top. And I know everybody wants to see it. But that's not what she wants. She wants people to see her for what she can do. But she looks sloppy still. And it just didn't help that the match was so long. It shouldn't have been that long. It went through a commercial. It should have been a quick squash match. I'm sorry, guys. It's just me. She won, but she was sloppy. Let's move on. Let me see here. Andrade's vid pack. Not vid pack, but pretty much his video talking about why he did what he did. Because his interpreter was asked what the hell happened. Chavo did what he did. He did not give order to Chavo. That is not his job. He is the boss. So he's still going after Pac, and he did explain it. Like the Gun Club, they did give an explanation of what was going on. Thank you. It need to happen. The match I like the most. Darby Allin versus Spears. Now, it wasn't the most perfect match. And it won. I don't have the shot. But Darby Allin got spin 360 and his head snapped hard into his chin. His chin hit his sternum like this. It hit it hard when he got flipped around like a top. That was not pretty. Now, it was not a bad match. I did enjoy the match. And I kind of really wish they would do more with Shawn Spears. He just feels like he's not doing anything. Now, mind you, he's still working with his dojo along with Tyler Breeze. And I forgot his new name, his old name, Tyler. But I understand maybe he's trying to split his time between working in his gym, his dojo, and AEW. But still, they should do more with him. I'm just saying. In the end, Darby Allin wins and gets back his, 2 years ago, he faced Shawn Spears for the first time and got his butt whooped. Now he finally got back at Shawn Spears and wins. That's cool. But then FTR beats down there next to his ass, Sting, and now on Grand Slam, you're going to have a match between Sting, Allin, and FTR. This will be interesting. This is leading up to Telly going back into the ring with Sting. It's going to happen in full gear. So this is just building up into it. Now, I know that not many people are going to want to see a near 60-something-year-old man dealing with another 60-something-year-old man, but it should happen because it's a good story. I'm just saying. Let's see here. Kenny Omega dealing with Bryan Danielson. Now, Everyone wants to see that match. And the talk of Don Callis building up into it was good because Bryan Danielson did have an interview. I'm saying this. This is not going to be for the title. It's not being spoken about being for the title. Eventually, and just like Bryan Danielson said, it will eventually be for the title. But admittedly, I kind of wish it wasn't. I kind of feel like this is being rushed a bit. For me personally, it feels like it's being a bit rushed. I don't want to see these guys at each other's throats yet. I'd rather see this next year. Why couldn't you let Bryan Danielson deal with somebody else first? Now, of course, it's going to happen. Before he goes in the ring with Kenny Omega, he will be dealing with someone. But I kind of wish it would not happen this year at all. Wait until February or March of next year. That's what I think it should be. That's just how I feel about it. You tell me below what you think. Because I just don't think this is the right time, but it is being done that way. And the crowd, and I gotta say, the crowd throughout the night was screaming. From the opening match to the closing match, the crowds were screaming loud in Jersey. Final thing that I will talk about will be 2.0 versus Mox and King. Wild Thing is just so loud. And everyone is still singing it. That shows you how the crowds in AEW are stark different to WWE. Because you don't hear them yelling and screaming like that. You just don't. Now, I'm not saying WWE crowds don't care. It's just there's a stark difference. It is such a big difference. Now, this was not about the match. I knew that King and Mox was going to destroy them. Yes, Garcia helped out. They did have a fight in the beginning before they even had the match. But I expected Mox and King to win. But here's where things become interesting. They had a little video package with, what is his name? Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer. Pretty much saying, I am insulted. This is for Minoru. I am insulted that not my entire theme of my intro was played. I am insulted. And that was because of Moxley. He felt like Moxley, the refs, everyone was against him. And he wants revenge, respect. And after the match is over, Minoru comes out. Lance Archer comes out. They have a fight. And now they're going to probably have a match. Tag match. Fine. This is a good thing because now we get to see more New Japan Pro Wrestling stars, but we need more context, at least for me personally. Unless they tell you, go look on our YouTube channel for some more information on Minoru Suzuki and what he's like. Have New Japan Pro Wrestling give AEW some footage from their show, not the damn pay-per-view. And show what he can do. Put it on AEW. This will also help New Japan Pro Wrestling strong that they get it. And I still haven't had no time to look at this damn show. I keep forgetting. I got to remember to see it. But this was a good show going into the Grand Slam next week, which is a two-parter that I wish was a little early on Friday. But if it's going to be like that, at least it's on a Friday and not a Tuesday. But this is just me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.